I think the more one observes the world condition, the more it becomes clear that there must be a totally different kind of action. One sees in the world the confusion, the great sorrow, the misery, the starvation, the general decline. One is aware of this. One knows it from newspapers, reading magazines, books, but it remains on the intellectual level because we don't seem to be able to do anything about it. Human beings are in despair. There is great sorrow in themselves, frustration. Human beings are confused. They are lost.
Look at all the runners that are here. Perfect timing. So, woo! Give it up to all the runners. All right.
The world is at war. Each one belongs to a certain group, to a certain political party, religious sect, and remains in it, more and more holding on to the past, to what has been. Why this mess? Why this confusion? If you inquire very deeply, you will find that man is lazy. The chaos is brought about through man's laziness, indifference, sluggishness. Because he accepts. Because that's the easiest way to live. To accept, to adjust to the environment, to the condition, to the culture in which he lives. Just to accept it. And this acceptance breeds dreadful laziness. I think it is important to understand that we are, as human beings, very lazy. We think we have solved the problem of living by belief. Belief essentially is based on fear, and therefore the incapacity to solve fear, which indicates deep-rooted laziness. You observe in yourself. You fall into a pattern of thought, of action, and there you remain. Because that's the easiest way. You don't have to think. You have thought a little bit about it, perhaps, and now you don't have to think. You are there. You are carried along by outward events or by the push of your own little group. That gives you a great deal of satisfaction. You think you are doing extraordinarily good work. And you dare not question it, because that is very disturbing. You dare not question your religion, your community, your beliefs, the social structure, nationalism, war. You accept. Please, look into yourself, because you are so lazy, and this chaos is due to this laziness. Because we have ceased to question, ceased to doubt, not accept. And being conscious of this terrible mess that is going on outwardly and inwardly, we expect some outward event to bring about order. Or we hope some leader or a guru will help us out. What we really want in this world is satisfaction, comfort, somebody to tell us what to do, which all indicates this deep-rooted laziness, that we don't want to think out our problems, look at it, wipe out all the difficulties. And this indolence prevents us not only from questioning, inquiring, and examining, it prevents us from a much deeper issue, which is to find out what is action. Because we have to act, we have to do something vital, energetic, forceful to bring about a different mind, a different quality of existence. So one has to go into this question of what is action, not right action and wrong action, because if you approach action as right and wrong, you are already lost. Because people will tell you this is the right action and that is the wrong action. And you're already inclined to be lazy, don't want to inquire into it deeply. And because that person says it is right action and he is a successful lawyer, businessman, or a guru, or a politician, you follow him. There is only action which is living. If one can find out the way of life, how to live, not the method. If you have a method, a system, a practice, you have already encouraged this innate indolence. Our living, we have made it so chaotic, so miserable, so immature, and to find action there must be a great deal of maturity. You have to mature immediately, and you will if you are capable of listening, and therefore learning. There is maturity not in terms of time and evolution, but maturity that comes when there is this act of learning. It is only a mature mind that can listen, be very attentive, quiet. The immature mind believes, says it is right and wrong, and pursues something illogically. All action is relationship. There is no isolated action. Action, as we know now, is the relationship of doing with the idea and the doing of that idea. It's excellent in the field of skill and technology, but becomes an impediment to learn about relationship which is constantly changing. Your wife, your husband, is never the same, but laziness, the desire for comfort, security, says, I know him, he must be that way. So you have a fixed idea. Therefore, your relationship is according to an image or to an idea. And from that image, idea of relationship, springs action. I believe, I have principles. This is right, this is wrong, this should be, and I act according to that. Man is violent. That violence is shown in competition, in the so-called discipline, which is a suppression. That violence, ambition, competition, a brutal expression of aggressiveness are all the responses of the animal. And from that we act. And so there is always conflict in action. that his action must conform to a pattern, right and wrong according to principles, tradition, environmental influence, the culture in which I have been brought up. So action, as far as we see, as far as our life is according to a particular image, a pattern, a formula. And that formula, image, idea, has not solved a thing in the world. It has not solved our human deep innate problems. And we keep on insisting that's the only way to act. How can you act without thinking, without having an idea, without following day after day a certain routine? So we accept that as the way of life, which is conflict. Conflict which is the result of our action, our life, our relationship, our ideas and thought. The way of life to which we are accustomed to is what is called a positive way, because there you see results. You can do it day after day, based on imitation, habit, following, obeying, being drilled by society or by yourself. That's all a positive activity in which there is conflict and misery. When you deny that, the very process of denial, the very process of turning back on it, is a state of negation, because you don't know what comes next. When you turn your back on something, you are finished with it. Love is total negation. We don't know what it means. We don't know what love means. Love is not pleasure, and to understand what love is, to be in that state, there must be negation of the positive.
You're